Hi there. I want to do a quick review of the Canada West Romeo Chelsea boot right here. As you can see, I got these a couple of days ago. Hopefully these can focus properly. Got them a couple of days ago. Haven't broken them in quite yet. But I just want to share some info because there's scarce stuff on the internet. I haven't found a review of them on YouTube or anything like that. Canada West makes a heritage boot line, just like two types. This is Chelsea and another boot called the Morby, which is a lace-up. The lace-up would compete more with a Red Wing blacksmith or a Truman boot. It's more rugged that way, has a more round toe. It's the opposite of, say, like a Thursday boot, which goes for a more narrow pointy toe. But with these boots here, I wanted to have 360-degree weld, Goodyear weld, and Vibram outsoles on my Blundstone boots. I checked a place in Nelson, BC called DeVito Shoe Repair, and I checked a place in Guelph, Ontario, which is DeMar Shoe Repair. They both gave me a quote of around $450 to remove the sole of my Blundstones, put in a leather insole, leather midsole, 360-degree leather welt, and a Vibram outsole. $450. That's just, for the quality of Blundstone boots, it's not worth the investment. I find the leather would be like way too thin and not as durable as, say, something like the Canada West boot or like a Red Wing boot. So I searched online, and luckily enough, I found these. They look exactly like a Blundstone. Hopefully we can focus this. Exactly like the Blundstone, all the way down to like this, okay? Okay, anyways, exactly like the Blundstone, but they've got already come pre-installed with the Vibram 430 outsole and Goodyear welt. Check them out. They're a Canadian company, making boots since 1978 in Winnipeg, Manitoba. They primarily make construction boots, but they've ventured into the heritage boot line. They're handmade in Canada. Let me tell you a bit more about it. Like I said before, Vibram outsole, there is no midsole to this at all. It goes from insole directly onto the outsole. The insole is not leather, unfortunately. It is sort of like a leather composite fiberboard. As you can see in here, there you go. Fiberboard comes with insoles, foam insoles that are removable. They're very nice, cushiony. They're like Dr. Scholl's, if you've ever seen those or bought them from like a Walmart or a drugstore. Let's see, what else is there? The leather is quite nice. It's very thick. I would say it's on par to the same thickness as like a Red Wing blacksmith boot. I can't tell you where the tan, I think the leather is tanned in Mexico. I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know that they are made here in Canada. I'm based out of Edmonton, Alberta. Let's see. Yeah, 360 or 270 Goodyear welt. Vibram outsole. They're unlined. There's no leather lining to it. They're unlined. So far, I haven't had any bleeding onto my socks, color bleeding onto my socks, so that shouldn't be an issue. The one thing that you need to be aware of with the Canada West boots is that they are a double E width. They're not a D, they're double E. I was wondering whether or not they would actually fit me. I've got average size foot. I take a size 8.5 in Wolverine 1000 Mile boots, take size 9 in Red Wing Heritage boots, and a 9.5 in running shoes, like New Balance 574s, the old school ones. And when I go to a store, I start off with a 9, and I usually buy a 9 in whatever boot or shoe that I'm going for. However, the young lady at the store that I went to, she said we should start a full size down because they are so wide. I went with it, went down from a 9 to an 8, put them on, they fit like a glove. They fit perfectly. I didn't have to try on another size. It was just like, it's like I was wearing my blacksmith boots from Red Wing as far as fit goes. Nice and snug. Yeah, they're gonna break in nice. Nice thing too is, unlike Blundstones, they don't have the pressure, the high pressure spot on top of the foot that causes a lot of blisters, causes a lot of reddening of the skin. Because the boot is of higher quality leather, it is going to form to your foot better. I do believe the last is a lot better than the actual Blundstone, even though it does look Blundstone-esque. The small things that they did make, changes to it, make it, let me see here, yeah, and make it worth the amount of money that I spent on them. I spent $235 on these. They go for $265 to $285 here in Canada. You can't buy them online at the online shop, their store. They've got a list of all the construction boots and everything like that they make, but you have to go to a reseller. And I went to Gravity Pope. It's a Canadian company, absolutely fantastic, wide range of boots and shoes and everything. It's where I always get my shoes from. I went online. You can check to see each store whether or not they have your size, so you don't have to like be driving around wasting time and stuff, or you can just order them online and they'll ship them to you. Here in Canada, they use Canada Post expedited. I wait 4 business days and I get my boots. Unfortunately, Gravity Pope didn't have my size, so I had to go to a Montreal store called Mile and Kicks. They have exact same boot. They have the Romeo boot in the dull black, like this, and they also have it in a rustic brown. Have a nice rustic brown color. I was kind of on the fence about which one to take, but I decided to go with black, and I'm happy with my choice. But yeah, so Mile and Kicks, I got 10% off because it was my first purchase, and I ended up paying, I think it was like $225 total. So it's a nice change in price from, say, Red Wing boots up here in Canada, which go for $4 to $4.75 Canadian. They used to be cheaper. They used to be like from $280 to $350, but they've gone up in price over the last couple of years, and I just can't make that sort of investment in that kind of boot. If I'm spending that much, I want something of like a higher quality, say like a Viber boot, but those are ridiculously expensive. But anyways, I wanted a good quality boot with Goodyear welt and Vibram outsole, and I found them with these Canada West Romeo boots. So again, check Gravity Pope. They do ship to United States and internationally. I think it's $40 to ship to the United States. It all depends on how expensive the boot is. I don't know how tariffs and all this other shit is going to play into it. Right now is April 2nd, 2025, or May 2nd, 2025. So I don't know what tariffs are going to have in play in this. It's hard to find them down in the States, is what I hear, and it's hard to find them, find a stockist up here in Canada as well. They only make them in small batches, and so when your size is out, you may be waiting like, a month or two before they restock your size in whatever shoe store that you're going to. So But yeah, Mile End Kicks in Montreal and Gravity Pope. Check those two out. Yeah, just fantastic boot. I'm glad I made the purchase. I wear orthotics. It's nice I can take out the foam insole and put my orthotics in and just have it fit nice and snug and perfectly fine. Yeah, that's about it. Like I said, it's hard to find any information on these boots, so hopefully I answered a bunch of questions that you might have had or were wondering about. If you have more questions, just leave it in the there that way. Leave it in the comments, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. But it's my review, my quick review of Canada West Romeo Chelsea boot. Have a good day.